news week session. Uh, it's really, we are in the end of January almost, so things go fast. And we had a quite snowy week. I was the first, so it was a beautiful sight, although a bit cold. But still, despite all the weather changes, despite the lockdown, despite all these challenges that they're quite original for this 2021 year, we keep working with our goals. So it may sound strange to some people. Some people are quite affected by all the psychological issues they're facing with the pandemic. But actually, I think what is very necessary is if you have a creative goal, and if this is just a side hustle, creative goal, or just a fun creative goal, but mostly if it is a professional creative goal, then you can see that all your attention, all your energy is focused there, and you see reality through a different prism. And this is quite positive, quite optimistic, because creativity makes us actually be professional in problem solving and in thinking outside of the box. So this also helps us despite all the difficulties and for these difficulties as well. So that's why one of the fundamental thing I work with my clients, and I used to work, especially in the past, with my psychological clients as well. It was to enhance them to work with their creativity and to move on with their creative goals. So here right now, we are talking specifically about our creative professional goals. In case you don't know what that means, you can check my ebook, Manifest Your Golden Goals, which you can still download it for free. I have the link on the comments on the post, on the description, and it's still available for free until the 7th of February. By the next day, the 8th of February, it will be on Amazon in the ebook section. So, the fundamental thing of doing a creative goal, the first thing is you really have to have a clear vision what exactly that is, how you say that this is a creative goal for you, and what exactly is this. Do you really like it? Do you really feel that you need to do it? And I'm sure that most of you that you're here and you're listening to this video, you're watching this video, you're listening to what we're saying, you really have a clear idea of what your goal is. Hello, Wendy Lee. Nice to see you here. So I know that you have your creative goal and you really like it. If you don't, you can work and you will find it. I'm sure everybody, if we search in our soul and if we search with a professional coach and if we search really and seriously and consciously, we're going to find which is our professional goal. Okay, so let's say that we have already found that. And let's say you're keeping it in your hands and you have a new business, you have a new job, you have a new career that you really want to boost. And I'm using actually the three industries as well, the new career, the new startups, the new business, because most of the times the beginning of those three is exactly the same, especially for us women, because we have this tendency to self-doubt. We have the tendency. I'm not saying that. Unfortunately, or fortunately, because we know now and we can deal with it. The researchers say that, the studies say that we tend to undermine our capabilities and we tend to minimize our superpowers instead. Whereas men tend to sell better, I would say. Have a better marketing for their superpowers, but we are very frightful and actually we undermine our boost and our drive. So let's say that you have dealt with all this stuff and that you have set your clear goal, your specific clear goal, and you know what that is, and now you have the necessity to start with an action plan. What am I doing now? How should I proceed? Okay, I want to have my new baby clothing line, and I want to create my online startup with my beautiful baby online clothing. What should I do? This is what I like. I love babies. I love designing clothing. I love this cute little clothing, and I have so many clients, and I'm doing it for fun. And already I've seen that so many people really love that. I walk on the park with my kids, and the moms all around me say, "Gee, how beautiful these clothes are." And that's exactly what I want to do. I want to bring joy to other moms, and I also I have resolved some logistics issues with my clothes, and I want to help them, and I want to bring that joy to them. This is my goal. This is my business. So what do I do? Well, for starters, you start creating an action plan, a strategic plan. And I've explained a little bit about that in previous lives, and I will come back more in others because we don't end up talking about that thing. It's a beautiful machine, but it has a lot of details and a lot of parameters, and we would like to come inside that in depth because the mechanics of it are quite necessary to be known to everyone. So there is here a key. Let's say you have already set your action plan and you know exactly what you want to do. So you have set your sub goals. And you said the first thing I do is that I talk with my accountant office and we say all the necessary legal stuff and administration stuff that we need to do, and with the RSS and how to open my company. At the same time, I have to find out the distributors of fabrics and how I will collaborate with them. At the same time, I have to have a sewing machine, and I will need to do that, or I need an assistant. I need an assistant for the sewing, or I need an assistant for the marketing. And you just set your action plan. Great, fantastic. Most of the times we set beautiful set action plans, but there is a small trap, the daily stuff. We stop and we feel the awe of what should I do on a daily basis, on a day-to-day plan. What should I do? So actually what you do is you need to cut your goals into sub-goals, the action plan, and then actually you take each one of these sub goals and you put the sub goals in hierarchy. First sub goal, I talk to my accountant officer and I see if I can actually open this company and under which conditions, what should I do. This is quite a beginning, and this is most of the times people forget about the administration stuff and they keep it till the end. No, sorry, but you need to do that first. You need to be well acquainted with the legislation in your country. In all countries, it works like that. And you really need to work with all the necessary administrative issues. And then you need to have your accountant office and your lawyer with you together as a team to work with that. Believe me, you're going to save a lot of trouble, energy, and money from yourself and from your company if you do that. So the second thing is that you set the second sub goal. I will talk to my fabric distributors, and then I will talk to find out my stuff, blah blah blah. So you have all your sub goals, and then you have you take each one of those sub goals and you cut it into even smaller pieces. How small? Well, that small that they will not be intimidating to you. You will say, you will cut it in such small pieces that you would say, "Oh, gee, this is easy. I can do it right now. I can grab my phone and call and I say, oh, yes, hi, I'm thinking about opening a new business and this and that and that. That's the idea. Can we have a meeting and we can speak about it? Are you there?" So the sub goals, you cut them into smaller pieces that you assign them on a daily basis. And we call those smaller pieces the baby steps. And if you have set your baby steps, you can go to the moon and back. Okay? People tend to underestimate baby steps. Believe me, they are very important. They're very crucial. You start little by little and you set your baby steps. These are the building blocks of your goal. And some people are afraid of doing that. Some people are afraid of cutting the goals and the sub goals into smaller pieces for different reasons. First, maybe because they were not used to do this type of hierarchy and of smaller daily job. The second thing is that they're afraid that if you start looking on this small piece, you lose the general idea, and they feel that they're going far, far away from their goal and they're losing their vision. So it comes too realistic to them. And actually, they were liking they already were thrilled with the idea of having the vision, but not the action, the actual action. And this is very discouraging and demotivating. You will never succeed to your goals if you don't respect, you don't cherish the importance of baby steps. So just do this. And why are baby steps very important for you? Well, there are several reasons. One I said is because you cut the goal, the big, big, big goal you have, into smaller pieces, so you are able to make smaller, tangible, and feasible actions that they're not frightening you. And a baby step needs to last not longer than a few hours. So if you have something that you call as a baby step and it lasts for about 3 hours, it's okay, it's a baby step. But if you have something that, for example, if you decided to refurbish your house and you say, as a baby step, I ascend that I have painted all the house, this is not a baby step because it lasts for days. A baby step would be, I will paint this exact specific wall, and this is a baby step because I will do it in 1 hour, and that's a baby step. And then you have a second baby step, another one, I will paint the second wall next to the first one, and that's a baby step as well. So these baby steps are actions and are choices and are decisions that they're so small that they're feasible and you can do them easily without being afraid, and you can do them within few hours. If you see that they are taking longer time, then think again and cut them into even smaller pieces, because the bigger they are, the more probability you have to feel intimidated by them and feel demotivated. So you probably will quit. And we don't want you to do that. We want you to be focused on your goal, and we want you to be committed there and motivated. And at the end, one very big characteristic is that you see them finishing quite easily. And this is very important because it's really important for you to have your goals feeling, you feel this sense of completion. And if you can do that within the building of your goals and within the process, this is amazing. So you start setting and creating and doing baby steps, and you receive a great satisfaction by finishing them, by completing them. And you need that. You need this completion. You need the sensation, because this is the motivation that will keep you moving forward. Gee, I did that. Gee, I called my accountant. Gee, I called to find out a newest, best sewing machine for my baby clothing line. Gee, I found where I will put all my enterprise, and I've already rented the place. Gee, I'm so happy doing that. And I already had my first order and of clothes, and I'm really happy about that. G, now will start making these clothes. G, I had my first clothes done for this order. Baby steps. Tangible, specific, and lasting very for a few hours. So you're not afraid of them. So it's quite important to do that, because you keep moving one step at a time, one baby step at a time. And actually, you start accumulating a series of logical baby steps. And I say logical, I mean you're not doing things in different series. You take a sub goal, the first in hierarchy that you gave it, the priority number one, and you work on this sub goal, and you work on this carefully. This is super important. And actually, uh, the baby steps, they have privileges, they have specific advantages that if you respect them, actually they ensure you the final success of the goal. So one of them is what I just mentioned, the feeling of completing them. You sense this completion, and that gives you motivation to move even more ahead. The second thing is that actually once you succeeded and completed one baby step and you move forward to the next, that per se is an indication that your action plan really works. Great. And at the same time, let's think about that in a reverse way. If there is a problem with a baby step, this is a great feedback for you to see how you can work with that and find a solution that will help you move better with your action plan and not feel stuck and not feel that your action plan is not going to work. So actually, it minimizes the risk for your action plan not to work for you, which is very important. Also, since they're very small, if you actually have a failure at the time, it's a small one and a contained one to this specific baby step. It doesn't jeopardize your goal, it doesn't jeopardize your general action plan, but actually it's there and you can manage it because it is in the small action, a step, a baby step, and you can work with that and it's easy. You don't feel threatened by it. You don't feel menaced. You know that you are much better and you're more than enough to deal with that, which is great. So you can use that and you can see where is the problem with your baby step at that specific moment and you can deal with it ASAP. What that means, for example, um, let's say you have decided to buy your sewing machine for your baby clothing line, and you find out with distress and frustration that actually, my this sewing machine doesn't really work or doesn't has a feature that I really need for this specific fabric I'm using. Um, all right, so what can you do? This doesn't jeopardize your entire production. You contact the company, you find the best machine, and you change the one, and you just take a better model, the more the fittest model for your needs, and actually you use it. So you didn't jeopardize the entire company because there was something you needed to deal with within the framework of a specific baby step. So this is quite important for you because you actually feel calm and all this building one step, one baby step at a time actually takes a lot of stress off your shoulders. You start worrying less, and this is very important because you proceed with more confidence, with proceed with more positive emotion, and this changes a lot in your behavior. This changes a lot in your general feeling of well-being because you want to succeed in your company, but at the same time you want to have a good quality of life. You actually your company because you have to have you want to have a good quality of life, you and the people around you, so you really want to do that. And the baby steps help you know exactly what your task is. They help you keep your focus precisely on them and at the same time do not feel all this stress about anything else because you know that you have to follow this rule, this procedure, this series. And this is clear cut and this is easy. And you really need that, especially when you produce something totally new. All right, so this is quite important. And actually, another specific key feature that baby steps have a great advantage for you is that while you're working with them, you actually check with your superpowers and you realize what your skills are and which skills of yours are already developed and you can work with them very well, but at the same time you can really discover which skills you need to develop a little bit more that will help you to achieve your plan, and even more they will show you which skills you don't have not yet, and you really need to cover them, either but by developing them or by helping, asking a specific help, or hiring someone doing this specific work for you. So baby steps actually help you realize uh, in practice and not in theory, writing down your talents or your skills. That's a theoretical approach. But baby steps helps you really understand in field which are your skills, how you manage them, in at which level they are developed, and if you need some of them to be more developed, or some of them really are your superpowers, and you know which is your super point there that you will focus on to have a best performance for you and your company. And this is, of course, a very important feature. And sometimes people don't really realize it and don't really understand it. And it's really important for you to see it. And another thing is that baby steps actually provide you a great feedback about the general, the higher action plan. How are all these things going? Are you going to be able to finish in time your action plan? Is your time estimation and your budget estimation okay? Do you need to replan something? Is there a stalling? Is there a problem? Is there something that you really haven't thought about it, and you really need to be careful about it and take care of it? Baby steps help you do that, and actually they help you focus on the specific problem at a time. And they actually make your life better because you know that you're going to do that on a daily basis. You wake up in the morning and you know, maybe the best idea is to write your baby steps from the day before. So you know that tomorrow, for example, I was doing that before. For tomorrow, I will do that task, that baby step, and that baby step, and that baby step. So you know the frame, you know where you're going to work, which area you're going to focus yourself on. And this is great because you really have a plan, a mini plan, and a daily mini plan, and that makes you feel that's easier. You don't feel the chaos and you don't feel overwhelmed. This is a dangerous thing, feeling overwhelmed because there are so many things to do. And my God, what am I going to do? Where am I going to start from? Okay. And you know that today my baby steps are this and that and that. And probably once you finish them, you feel the satisfaction and this confirmation actually that you're able, you can do that. And by that, you deduct that you can, since you can do that, you can actually succeed the entire plan and you will make it happen, the entire plan. And this business of yours is going to be the best one, is going to super succeed, and you feel this motivation that you finished these plans. You feel useful, you feel able, and you feel that you're going well with your plans. And at the same time, you know that you feel motivated to create and write again a next action baby plan, a mini plan with your baby steps for the next day to come. And then the next day that comes, you produce the results of each of these baby steps. And this is beautiful. So you build one step at a time, your goal. And when you look back, actually, to the results, you're going to realize that you've walked and you beat quite to a great pathway so far, and you moved so forward. But sometimes, and that's something I discussed a lot with my clients, sometimes you don't even pay attention to all the distance that you traveled, and it's huge. Okay, so a very specific thing I actually work with my clients is that I train them to really be aware of the significance of their baby steps. They're very important. Why? Because I've seen in the 15 years of working as a psychologist and as a success coach, I realized that many of my clients, they didn't know how to assess the value of their baby steps. They were just saying, okay, I just did that, so what? And then I was telling them to keep a track and actually a report of their baby steps, especially when they're doing goals. And I was saying to them, just write every night before going to bed the baby steps you did today, but don't read that. Just keep it like that. And then after 30 days, I would say, okay, now let's read it together. What did you do during the past 30 days? Was it worth it? And actually, they were feeling so surprised because they said, oh, I did that. And then I did that. And they were just looking at it because they could see them all together, all these baby steps together. And actually, they could see the biggest image, the biggest picture. And they, at that point, they were realizing that, yes, here I have a great super result. How did I do that? Was it me who did that? And they were feeling surprised. So a very fundamental thing I teach people is that you really need to understand when you do and when you complete a baby step. This is super important. You need to say a bravo to yourself, congratulate yourself, and celebrate the completion of each baby step, because that means you did a portion of your goal. Amazing. Okay, you just did something as a portion of your final goal, and you don't even realize it. The goal is not going to be realized from one day to the other, but actually you traveled one bit of the pathway. This is amazing, and you don't even know it, that is amazing, and you don't even congratulate the agent who did that. That's you yourself. Okay. And the thing is that I tell them to realize them, write them down, and keep a track of them, because actually they reveal also how energetic they are, and how they are good workers, and how focused they are in their job and their goals. And they don't even realize it because, you know, daily life and other things we do and distractions we have and all this vision we want, that we want to go to the final end, actually don't help us realize exactly that we have already done those stuff, and we need to celebrate them. This is very important. And at the same time, don't forget, you really need to feel gratitude about everything. Gratitude is the magic potion for everything. It makes you feel stronger. It makes you feel that you can do everything. It makes you, I don't mean now with that that you can do everything and be thoughtless about everything or fearless about everything, okay, without thinking. I mean that you can really feel that you can unleash your greatest potential, and you can really do things. And this is very, very important, and you can do that. So feel gratitude about your baby steps. And this is a great way, your gratitude, to help you realize them, and at the same time feel the joy and be able to celebrate their success. And also at the same time, you will feel more energized next day to move to more baby steps, to finally that will actually help you reach your goals. So this is very important. And if you want to find out more about that, I have written a specific article about the value of the baby steps. You will find the link in the description of this live video. If you want to listen more, if you don't find the link, send me a message and I will send you the link. You can find all of these specific articles that I write on my blog. You can find it on uplifepsychology.com/blog, and this is my personal website, and you will find a lot of information there. You can also download for free Manifest Your Golden Goals, the free ebook I was telling you in the beginning. And also don't forget that you have the opportunity to contact me, and I invite you to have a business breakthrough free session with me, where I will help you clarify your goal about the business you want to move on, and how to set a great action plan about it with the most appropriate baby steps that will help you be motivated, boost, and energized to actually do your action plan, and succeed. Okay? So until next week, I hope you have a beautiful week, creative, and with lots of successful baby steps. Bye bye.